Hello everybody. In this video, let us see the other type of operating system called multiprogramming system. The main goal of this multiprogramming system is resource sharing. So we can say that by using this multiprogramming operating system, we are improving the resource utilization by allowing one job to use the processor, whereas the other job can use the peripheral devices. So because here many programs are executing at a time, so in the multiprocessor environment, the operating system should rapidly switch from one job to other. Okay, so here we can say that in the multiprogramming, the most important aspect will be job scheduling. Now let us understand this multiprogramming system by looking at the implementation of it. So this is the way in which we are going to implement the multiprogramming system. So here I am showing you the memory layout where, as we know that certain portion of the memory is reserved for the operating system, followed by the rest of the memory is reserved for the programs, for to load the programs onto the memory so that it can be executed. So if you see the multiprogramming implementation, the main thing, as I have told you, the operating system is going to keep several jobs in its memory parallelly or simultaneously, as you can see here. Okay, then now the task of this operating system is to select one of the program. Okay, so the operating system may select program 1, program 2, program 3 or any of the program, and it will start executing that program. And during the execution of the program, let us say the operating system has fetched the program number 1 for execution, and during the execution of program 1, it may need certain IO operations to be completed. IO operations are nothing but input-output operations. So now when the program 1 needs certain IO operations to be completed, so the operating system should switch to the other program. Okay, so let me show you here. So this is the diagram wherein I am showing you sequential execution. If you see the sequential execution, when the program 1 is executing, that means we are not allowed to execute the other program. So as the P1 is, or the program 1 is getting executed, and at certain time during execution, when it requires certain IO operation to be performed, the CPU is going idle. Okay, so this process will continue until we are going to finish with the program. To overcome this problem where the operating system is sitting idle, we will use the concept of multiprogramming. So this is the execution of multiprogramming, where if program 1 is getting executed and at certain time when P1 requires certain IO operations to be performed, instead of keeping the CPU idle, the operating system will start executing program P2. Okay, that means it is switching over from program 1 to program 2. And further, when program 2 is requesting for certain IO operations to be performed, the CPU is immediately switching to the program 1. Now here I will show you, like here at certain time when P1 is getting executed, after certain span of time when P1 requires certain IO operations to be performed, instead of keeping the CPU idle, it is going to start with the execution of P2. And after certain span of time when P2 requires IO operations to be performed, P1 is getting executed, as you can see here with the help of the red lines. Okay, so this is the concept where when the program 1 is finishing waiting and it is going back to the getting back the CPU, that means that the CPU is switching from P1 to P2. And this is the actual concept of multiprogramming environment. Okay, so if I talk about the advantages of this multiprogramming system, remember in this multiprogramming system The best example can be job scheduling, memory management, CPU scheduling, and disk storage. If you see the advantage of this multiprogramming system, remember it is responsible for increased throughput. Throughput is nothing but the total amount of processing done by the computer system over a specific period of time. And it is also having the advantage of shortest or shorter response time. Shorter response time is nothing but the time elapsed between the submission of the program and the completion of that program. If you see the disadvantages of multiprogramming system, the storage space required is more. There will be interprogramming interference, maybe accidentally or intentionally. Here, during the execution, user is not able to interact with the computer, and as I have told you, user is not able to interact with the computer during processing, so we are not able to debug the program online. So this is all about the concept of multiprogramming system. I hope you have